All right, our third interview of the day here at On the Water Anarchy 2009 Annapolis Boat Show. Don Backey, how you doing, buddy?
I'm just fine. What are you selling there, sir?
Oh, I'm not selling anything. I'm just trying to spread the word on cool programs, which I think that you have one.
Right.
You're part of Chesapeake Region Accessible Boating, aka CRAB. You got a neat little cat boat over here, and you guys do what exactly? You said you do sailing for gimps.
That's right. We're a sailing
we have quite a few gimps that read our site.
Exactly.
And actually, hi to Maureen Tucker if you're watching, honey. But tell us about what you do down here in the Chesapeake.
We've been around for 19 years, and we provide sailing opportunities for people with disabilities. We have a fleet of adaptive Freedom 20s with the pivoting seats and the chest and lap belts that make it a safe sail for people who are mobility impaired. We have a cruising cat boat that is rigged to take a mobility impaired person on board, the wheelchair separately, go cruising, come back. The cat boat has a monorail that allows you to put somebody in the cabin who's as mobility impaired as myself, and there's a pooper in there for gimps, and it's neat, really neat rig.
And do you have no use at all of your legs?
No, I'm paralyzed from the nipples down.
Really?
Yeah, and have been for 22 years.
But are your nipples paralyzed or from below the nipples?
The nipples aren't. That's the cool
so you can still play with them and stuff?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, see, okay.
Right.
So
you are obnoxious.
I know, I am. How do you get in the boat?
Okay, we have two ways. We get aboard the cruiser with the boom. We pick us up, and we have a snap shackle and a bosun's chair, and we pick you out of the wheelchair and put you on the boat. On the other boats, we have a floating dock, and we have a boarding box, the lid of which flips over onto the boat, and you slide across. And so people who are elderly and people who are scared can use it too. So your butt is always on something, and you know that more than half of all boating accidents happen getting on and off the boat.
Of course.
So we make it very safe and get over a lot of people who are fraidy cats.
And what about the learning curve for, you say, I've never sailed before, and I have no use of my legs. What's the learning curve on figuring out how to sail one of these boats with the system you guys have?
It depends on the person, of course. I've got one friend who has cerebral palsy that I've been trying to teach for 19 years, and he still can't sail. He has not any ability to sense the wind in the relationship.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to teach him.
I know pro sailors like that. So
he loves to sail, and he'll sail with me anywhere, but he can't get the orientation.
Right.
And then I've had guys who caught on instantly. They have that sensitivity. They feel the tiller, and they feel when the tiller goes light and all that stuff. And they just have it from day one.
Right.
Those guys, we can have them sailing in about 30 hours between the vocabulary and the sailing.
Now, what do you do to promote? Like, how do you bring in new sailors, new disabled sailors?
I would say, as in everything, probably more than half of our things come from word of mouth.
Right.
And then we've hooked up with some pretty famous people. Lynn and Larry Pardee,
sure,
famous world cruisers.
Lynn writes for us too.
Yeah, well, they loaned us Taliesin twice for the boat show, and one year they got Taliesin and Seraphim.
Wow.
Put it in the show, and then people went aboard and made donations to CRAB. I mean, those were really the golden days when Lynn and Larry were here. They just were.
Right.
They were the most magnificent people. Sometimes we get a very exotic boat that gets loaned to us for the show, and the public goes aboard and throws things. This year, the one I had fell through just before the show, so all these boats are our program boats. But we've been around. The word of mouth, we have a website, crab-sailing.org.
Okay.
And we're linked to every other disabled sailing program in the country. So
well, that's great.
If you go to our website, you can find anything anywhere in the country.
Now, in your 19 years, how many disabled sailors has CRAB created and fostered?
Okay, I hate to lie, but we don't really know. All I can tell you is we have, in the last few years, we've had about 1,000 sign-ups.
Wow. And
of that, about a third are gimps. Now, the sign-up just means that's for that day, the person signs up. Now, sometimes they repeat, so I don't know how to count those. So, in other words, 1,000 sign-ups in a year, probably 100 of those are coming to us 2 or 3 times. But we're pretty proud of it, for the fact that we only have one full-time paid person. That's me. And I've only been doing that for the last 6 years. Up until then, it was entirely volunteer.
Well, you're obviously doing a great job, and
we have fun.
Yeah, well, that's it.
I think the secret is a lot of people think that gimps can't have fun, either can't have or don't have the right.
Oh, we know better than that.
And that's what we've proved again and again.
Well, keep spreading the word, brother. We appreciate it, and check out crab-sailing.org.
Right.
Thank you, Don.
Congratulate you on your obnoxiousness.